The Valdran Empire had ruled the Andromeda sector for 3,000 cycles. Their crimson warships patrolled every trade route. Their tax collectors bled every colony dry, and their enforcers crushed any whisper of rebellion before it could become a scream. Emperor Thexelar sat upon his obsidian throne, confident that no force in the known galaxy could challenge his dominion. That confidence shattered the moment the Indomitable crossed into Imperial space. Admiral Kresh was the first to receive the reports. His 6 eyes widened as he studied the holographic display in the command center of Fortress Prime, the Empire's largest military installation. The vessel that had appeared at the edge of the sector was unlike anything in the Imperial database. It was massive, nearly 3 kilometers long, with a hull that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. Strange markings adorned its sides, symbols that the translation matrix couldn't decipher. "Where did it come from?" Kresh demanded, his mandibles clicking nervously. "Unknown, Admiral," his tactical officer replied. "It simply appeared at coordinate 774. No warp signature, no dimensional rift. One moment there was nothing, and the next, send a squadron to intercept. Standard protocol, demand identification and surrender." The transmission was sent. For long moments there was only silence. Then, a response came through. Not in Galactic Common, but in a language that made the translation computers struggle before finally producing text on the screens. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the United Earth Space Navy vessel Indomitable. We are passing through this region on a diplomatic survey. We mean no harm, but we will not be detained or boarded. Acknowledge and maintain a respectful distance." Admiral Kresh's face darkened. "Diplomatic survey? In Imperial space?" The audacity was breathtaking. No species entered Valdran territory without permission. No species issued commands to Imperial forces. "Humans," he muttered, accessing the database. The entry was brief. A species from a backwater system barely space-capable the last time Imperial scouts had passed through their region 200 cycles ago. They should still be struggling with primitive fusion drives and chemical rockets. "Destroy them," Kresh ordered. The Imperial squadron of 12 warships advanced in attack formation. Their plasma cannons charged, missile tubes loaded with antimatter warheads. They had crushed entire rebel fleets with less firepower. The Indomitable did not run. It did not maneuver defensively. It simply stopped, as if waiting. "Target locked, Admiral," the weapons officer reported. "Firing in 3, 2, the human ship moved. Not with the sluggish acceleration of conventional drives, but with impossible speed. One instant it was stationary. The next it had shifted 30 kilometers, and the Imperial targeting computers screamed in confusion. Blue-white lances of energy erupted from the Indomitable's hull, not the diffuse plasma beams the galaxy had used for millennia, but concentrated particle beams that cut through Imperial shields like they weren't even there. 3 Imperial cruisers exploded in the first volley. The others scattered, but the human battleship tracked them with predatory precision. Point defense turrets, moving faster than optics could follow, intercepted every missile the Valdrans launched. Return fire was surgical, devastating. In 90 seconds, 11 of the 12 ships were debris. The last, its engines crippled, drifted helplessly. Captain Chen's voice came through again, calm and measured. "We warned you. Stand down." Admiral Kresh stared at the tactical display in disbelief. 12 warships gone. This wasn't possible. No species in the galaxy had technology this advanced. The Empire had the most powerful military in known space, built on technology refined over thousands of years. "How?" he whispered. His science officer, a trembling Velcron with pale blue skin, spoke hesitantly. "Admiral, I'm analyzing their weapon signatures. The energy output? It's orders of magnitude beyond our capabilities. And their reactor? By the ancestors, their reactor generates more power than our entire fortress." Kresh activated the emergency channel to the Imperial capital. "Your Majesty, we have a situation." Within hours, the entire Imperial fleet had been mobilized. 300 warships converged on the sector, the largest military response in Valdran history. Emperor Thexelar himself watched from his throne room as the fleet surrounded the human vessel. Surely, he thought, even this anomalous ship could not stand against such overwhelming force. Captain Chen's response to the fleet's arrival was broadcast across all frequencies. "We are one ship," she said, and there was something in her tone, not a threat, but a simple statement of fact. "One ship on a peaceful mission, but we are also a message. Humanity has been watching the Valdran Empire. We've seen your expansion, your subjugation of peaceful species, your extraction of resources without consent. We've decided to introduce ourselves. You think one ship can threaten an empire? Texler's voice boomed across the channel. No, Chen replied. One ship is not a threat. It's a warning. Behind us are 300 more. Behind those are 3,000. Behind those... She paused. Behind those is a species that spent 10,000 years learning one lesson very well. How to fight. The Emperor's laughter echoed through the throne room. Impossible. You are bluffing. Test me. The silence that followed was absolute. In his command center, Admiral Kresh studied the human ship's power readings again. If they were accurate, and every sensor insisted they were, then this single vessel could potentially engage 50 Imperial warships simultaneously. If there truly were more ships like this. Your Majesty, Kresh spoke carefully, I recommend we negotiate. The Emperor's face twisted with rage, but as he stared at the dark hull of the Indomitable on his screens, something cold settled in his chest. For 3,000 cycles, the Valdran Empire had been the galaxy's apex predator. But predators know instinctively when they've encountered something higher on the food chain. Transmit to the human vessel, Thexlar said quietly. We are prepared to discuss terms. Captain Sarah Chen allowed herself a small smile. The mission parameters had been clear. Announce humanity's presence. Establish that Earth and its colonies would not tolerate the Empire's expansion toward their territory, and do so without unnecessary bloodshed. The loss of 11 Imperial ships was regrettable, but had been deemed necessary to establish credibility. We're receiving a priority transmission from Earth Command, her communications officer reported. Chen nodded. Tell them the galaxy is officially on notice. Humanity has arrived. The Indomitable hung in space, a shadow against the stars, silent, watchful, and patient. And across 1,000 worlds, species that had lived under the Empire's boot began to whisper a new word. Hope.